What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another Tekken 8 video. Here we are going to talk about something that a lot of people are talking about when it comes to the Tekken community or whatever. And of course, it has something to do with Tekken 8 Season 2. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And what are we going to talk about here? Once again, the player count when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2. A lot of people have noticed that, once again, the player count when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2 has dropped tremendously. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I know I did a video probably like 2 or 3 months ago where I first reported that the player count was dropping when it came to Tekken 8. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But now it's starting to look like the player count has dropped once again. Now, depending on who you are, a lot of people are making a little bit of a big deal out of this. A lot of people are like, well, you know, it's basically self-explanatory why the player base has dropped like this. And a lot of people are kind of like, you know what, fuck it, who cares, right? So depending on who you are, this may be a big deal to you. It may not be a big deal. You know, I'm going to sit here and say, to me, it's not too much of a big deal. And I'm going to get into that and I'm going to explain my reasons why. But like I said, when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2 currently right now, the player count is tremendously low than what we're used to seeing. Right now, when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2, right now, currently, the player count is around 3,400, a little bit around, 3,400, round that off, kind of like 3,500. Y'all feel what I'm saying? The 24-hour peak is around 5,900, round that off. You could probably get like 6,000 on a good day. And the all-time peak is around 49,900. Round that off, you'll get about 50,000 when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Now, here's my thing about it. When it says 3,400, it really actually feels less than that, because I'm a person, I do play Tekken 8. I do play it a lot. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just not seeing those 3,000 people when it comes to Tekken 8 Season 2 online. I'm not seeing it. So I don't know if the numbers are talking about ranked match by itself or online as a whole, meaning that ranked match, player match, the online tournaments, we don't know what that count really is. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Because when it says 3,000, I'm like, where the fuck are the 3,000 players at? Now, maybe you got some people that are not playing crossplay and are just playing in their own region, their own console region and stuff like that. So that could factor in. But I'm just saying, when it comes to that 3,400, I ain't seeing it. Because if it was 3,400 people playing, we should be getting fights. We should be getting fights like every 2 minutes, and that's not happening. But I will say, it did say Steam accounts. 3,400 people on Steam. So this is not including PlayStation 5. It's not including Xbox Series X. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So we got to kind of take this and kind of really think about that. We kind of got to put it in perspective that it may be a little bit higher. You feel what I'm saying? 3,400, it may be a little bit higher. I'm going to say around 5,000, because like I said, it says Steam. It didn't say PS5 and Xbox. And there are a lot of people that play on both of those consoles, because, I play Tekken 8 and I do play crossplay. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And I am seeing, even though I'm seeing the same players, I am seeing, activity from both PS5 and Xbox. So the player count is a little bit higher than what this report is actually saying, because they're not including crossplay. But here's what I want to talk about when it comes to this. When it comes to this particular situation about Tekken 8's low player count, look, this may be a little bit of unpopular opinion, but I just kind of feel like, when it comes to player count and shit like that with these fighting games, I kind of feel like, this type of shit right here really doesn't even fucking matter. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And I also kind of feel like people are paying too much attention what's going on with Street Fighter right now. Street Fighter 6, the super high player count that it has. And I'm going to tell y'all something when it comes to Street Fighter. Street Fighter has always been that chug-a-lug type of fighting game. People are going to buy it. People are going to turn the game on just to throw Hadokens all fucking day and turn the game off. Street Fighter has always been the ultimate casual fighting game. Yes, Street Fighter is killing it when it comes to offline, when it comes to tournament play, the Capcom Cup and all that. I get that. But at the same time, people got to realize Street Fighter is still the Mary Sue when it comes to casual fighting games. People will buy this game just to throw fucking Hadokens all day. That's why Street Fighter's player count is so high. I want people to realize that. I want people to realize that, because I've seen people compare these numbers and other numbers to what's going on with Street Fighter. And you got to remember, Street Fighter is the Mary Sue when it comes to casual play. People are just playing that game to throw Hadokens all day. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that in mind. Now, when it comes to low player count, like I said, a lot of people are kind of making a big deal out of this. I'm not making a big deal out of this. I don't think this is a big deal at all. I'm not really worried about this because we all know when it comes to Tekken 8, Tekken 8 just has a lot of other fucked up shit going on with the game. I really don't think the player count is something to really be worried about because the fucked up shit that's going on with Tekken 8 is contributing to the player count. So we shouldn't worry about the player count. They need to get focused on fixing the game. To fix the game, put the game back to where it's balanced enough that everybody can play and people can come back, that player count will come up. But until then, the player count is going to be what it is. So I'm not going to sit here and worry about that. I'm not going to sit here and make a big deal about that because we already know the reason for this situation happening when it comes to Tekken 8. The game is fucked up. Harada and Nakatsu, they fucked the damn game up, and this is what the fuck they get. Until they fix that shit, this is how it's going to be. And no one should be surprised of this. But I also want to say, not just with Tekken 8, but with these fighting games in general, let's just keep it all the way real. When it comes to 70% of these fighting games that are out currently right now, these fighting games have a low player count. Let's keep it all the way real. Tekken 8 has a low player count. Virtua Fighter has a low player count. Marvel vs. Capcom Collection has a low player count. Y'all feel what I'm saying? At one point, Mortal Kombat 1 had a low player count. Y'all feel me? And we all know Fatal Fury has a low player count. But the thing about it is, I really don't think the low player count really matters when it comes to this fighting game. I think what really matters is, are the fighting games balanced, and what the fuck is going on in these fighting games that are making people not play these games. Like I said, when it comes to Fatal Fury doesn't really have any issues. It's just SNK just always had marketing problems. They're a company that just does not know how to market their games. SNK is extremely talented, but their marketing has always sucked. It's always sucked, and that's the reason why Fatal Fury has a low player count. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And you know, we already know the problem with Virtua Fighter, why it has a low player count, because Sega, the same type of way, marketing strategies. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And then also too, AM2 does not exist anymore. That's the reason why we haven't been getting a new Virtua Fighter game. AM2 is gone. But now, you know, RGG Studios has taken over, and now we're getting a new Virtua Fighter game, and I definitely expect the player count to go way up when it comes to Virtua Fighter. So there's always a reason for player counts being low in these fighting games. It does not mean, with the exception of Tekken 8, it does not mean that there's problems in these fighting games. These fighting games, they've all got low player counts. We're just going to have to get used to it. But when it comes to Tekken 8, the player count is basically because the game is so fucked up right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a person that I'm still playing the game despite the fact that the game is fucked up. I said this in a previous video. The reason that I'm playing the game is because of my competitive nature of it, and that I grew up with the game. So I got that mental toughness and that mental mindset to kind of play through all the fucking bullshit when it comes to what's going on with Tekken 8. When it comes to the low player count, I kind of feel like people should not make a big deal out of this. I don't think it's a big deal out of this because there's a reason for it. And until Bandai Namco fixes that reason, this is just how it's going to be. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I mentioned all those other fighting games having low player counts. That's just how it is right now. But I would not worry about it. I would not worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when it comes to Fatal Fury, Virtua Fighter, and a couple of other fighting games, it's not because those games are bad or whatever. It's just because of other reasons why the player count is low. Fatal Fury has been gone for so long. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, then you got people that are still, you know, KOF loyalists. They're going to stick to KOF instead of playing Fatal Fury. So like I said, it's one of those type of things that I wouldn't worry about it at all. Now, I will say this also too when it comes to the player count, when it comes to Tekken 8. Now, one thing about it is, when it comes to the player count, when it comes to Tekken 8, that 3,400 that I just showed y'all, I kind of feel like this particular report is not worldwide. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I kind of feel like this is kind of sounding a little bit like nationwide. I don't think it's worldwide at all. I don't think this is every single part of the world that there's only 3,500 people. Me, I think that's kind of impossible, but I just want to throw it out there. I don't think this is a worldwide chart. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But, you know, who knows? It might be. And if it is, That's pretty incredible. Only 3,400 people worldwide are playing this game. I have a hard time believing that this is a worldwide chart right now. I'm thinking that this might just be like a North American chart or something like that, because you got to think about it. If this was worldwide, not only will they add crossplay, it will be a little bit higher than this. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But 3,000 people, that's a neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. It is kind of iffy, but still, I still wouldn't worry about it. I just wanted to put a lot of stuff out there because there's a lot of things that can contribute to this. Like I said, I don't think it's a worldwide chart, but if it is, it's pretty crazy and pretty incredible. And that goes for all of the other player counts when it comes to these fighting games. We don't know if it's a worldwide chart or not, because most of the time that's what it's gonna say. It's just gonna say Steam account, and it's not gonna fucking add anything else. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Me personally, when I did that whole thing with Mortal Kombat 1, I was telling people not to worry about this shit. So my opinion is not gonna change when it comes to Tekken 8. I would not worry about this shit, and I encourage people, don't worry about this player count shit like that. Just because Fatal Fury has a low player count, that doesn't mean that Fatal Fury is not a fun game to play. That doesn't mean Fatal Fury is whatever. Same thing with Virtua Fighter. Look at what those two fighting games are doing. Virtua Fighter issuing tournaments all over the place now. You can get into those tournaments and win money. Same thing with Fatal Fury. So, that whole player count shit, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. It's just one of those, it's just really something for people to talk about. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I know my opinion is going to be an unpopular one, but guess what? I've always said, I'm the Malcolm X of the FGC. I'm just going to give y'all the fucking truth. This type of shit right here is nothing to fucking worry about, because what can we do about it? What can we do about a low player count in a fighting game? Like I said, I come from Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter has had a low player count for a long time. It ain't never phased me to stop playing the game, and it ain't never phased other people to stop playing the game who were dedicated to it. So when it comes to this player count shit, I'm just here to say, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Don't worry about it. It ain't nothing we can do about it. The only thing that we can do about it is proudly say that we are part of that 3,500 that are playing. Well, I don't play on Steam, so I'm not a part of that 3,500. So I don't know what the council number is. You know what I'm saying? I had to retract. I'm not a part of that Steam number, so it ain't nothing we can do about it when it comes to this shit. But I wanted to come on here and just basically say, when it comes to this, the Tekken 8 having the lowest player count that it's ever had, look, who fucking cares? Like, who fucking cares? The only thing that should matter right now is that they fix the game, and whoever is playing it, enjoy it, and whoever is not playing it, that's okay too. This shit right here is just really for the birds. It's for something to people to talk about on the fucking internet. And that's why I really haven't been making more and more videos about player count, because I really don't give two fucks about it, because it ain't nothing I can do about it. You feel what I'm saying? The players that have quit, they have quit. I'm not going to sit here and change their minds. I'll sit here and be like, well, I hope they come back soon, or I hope come back once the game is balanced. But, it ain't nothing we can do about that shit. It is what it is. As of right now, Tekken 8 is currently sitting at a low player count. It is what it is. Ain't nothing we can do about it. But like I said, if you are the person that are still playing Tekken 8 and enjoying it, great. And as far as with these other fighting games that got low player counts, continue to play. Don't pay attention to none of this stuff, man. For real, don't pay attention to none of this stuff. This player count shit, get it out of there. This player count shit is more irrelevant than character usage. And who gives a fuck about character usage? You feel what I'm saying? Oh, this character got a low usage rate. The character should be in the game. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. Some things are just not worth talking about. And I'm going to be all the way real. Low player count, this really ain't worth talking about. I'm only talking about it because, people were DMing me and sending me the report on this. So I basically was like, okay, you know what? Let me go on here and give my opinion on how I feel about this whole player count thing. Because, look, I'm not fazed by it. I'm not bothered by it. I'm not worried about it. If Tekken 8 were to drop to 1,100, it's not going to fucking matter. I'm still going to be playing it. The whole problem is that is the game going to be fixed? That's the whole fucking problem right now. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So let me know in the comment section what y'all think about the low player count. Do y'all care? Is it a big deal to y'all, or is it just one of those type of situations that people are just talking about it just to have some type of internet conversation? Because that's what I think it truly is. Like I said, it's player count. What the fuck can we do about it? So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for the hottest Tekken 8 action on the internet, period. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. Why? Because I simply said so. So let's try to do that, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody that is tuned in. I appreciate all the new subscribers right now, you know, and I hope everybody continues to stay tuned in to what's going on at C Money Nation. So my name is Demetrius. I will get back at y'all the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.